On your side with breaking news and the Tri-State's most accurate forecast. This is 9 News at 6.
Late this afternoon, the defense rested without testimony from the Mason teacher who was accused of having sex with her students. We did hear from experts who say that alcohol and antidepressants led her to have sex with students.
Butler Warren reporter Deb Silverman shows us the testimony about Stacy Schuler's judgment. Deb?
Today we heard from a toxicologist and a psychologist, and both of them testified that the combination of Stacy Schuler's mental illness, the antidepressants that she was taking, and the alcohol that she was drinking, they say that could have drastically impaired her ability to make decisions. Schuler is accused of having sex with 5 male students last fall. Schuler has entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. She says she can't remember any of the incidents. The experts who took the stand for her today say they think they know why.
That the combined effects of the use of Zoloft and moderate to heavy alcohol consumption are consistent with the aberrant behavior described, as well as the memory lapses.
What is your opinion?
I believe that she had a severe mental disease when it is that she participated in those sexual acts with those guys.
When being questioned by the assistant prosecutor, the witnesses agreed that everyone responds differently to drugs. The prosecutors will be calling another psychologist to testify tomorrow. It is expected that that person will have a different take than these experts. There will also be closing arguments tomorrow. The judge can make a ruling immediately, or he can take this under advisement. Carol, Clyde.
All right, Deb Silverman reporting live this evening from Lebanon.
We begin with developing news. The defense in the Stacy Schuler trial has rested its case after former students, colleagues, and Schuler's mother defend the former Mason teacher accused of having sex with 5 of her students. Good evening to you. I'm Tricia Mackey. Ben is moderating several township debates right now. We're going to check in with just a couple of minutes. But first, let's begin with day 3 of the Stacy Schuler trial in Warren County, as the defense tried to make the point that those 5 students took advantage of her. Fox 19's Corey Stark, he's been at the courthouse all day long. He joins us live from Lebanon with the very latest. Corey?
Well, Tricia, as you said, several of Schuler's former students were on the stand today, along with Schuler's mother. She also testified, and they all testified to Schuler's good character and caring involvement in her students' lives. Also on the stand was a psychologist who conducted several tests on Schuler, and his findings support that Schuler has several mental defects, including being bipolar.
She made sure that I knew it was okay. And that I was going to be okay, and that if I ever needed anything, she was going to be there.
She helped me realize that I'm an amazing person and that my life is something worth living.
Former students of Stacy Schuler at Mason High School testified Wednesday that Schuler was always there to help anyone in need. Schuler's mom, Judy Schuler, testified her daughter was very involved at work.
She was able to teach water aerobics when she first started, as well as PE and health, and she was very happy that Mason taught abstinence.
Schuler, a person who lived a vegan lifestyle and practiced yoga, was also married for 5.5 years. Testimony by clinical and forensic psychologist Ken Mangus revealed Schuler's marriage, then divorce, caused post-traumatic stress disorder.
She was sexually abused in the sense that she was forced to participate in intimate sexual acts that she chose not to, but had to.
Mangus diagnosed Schuler to being manic, a condition that causes someone to do uncontrolled acts that are often outside a person's recollection. He testified Schuler drinking alcohol the nights the boys came over could magnify this condition.
The combination of alcohol potentiates that. That is, the drinking of alcohol with the Zoloft in a person who has a proclivity for a manic condition is the perfect storm.
Mangus also testified to conducting more than a half-dozen psychological tests on Schuler.
Her behavior on the tests and her behavior sitting across the desk are grossly different than what had happened during those indiscretions. So it would not be her style, her approach on an everyday basis to be someone who would commit those acts.
And the trial resumes tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and the prosecution is expected to call their version of a psychologist to the stand, and the judge was expected to get the case tomorrow afternoon, and he could have a ruling whether or not Stacy Schuler is guilty of those 16 counts of sexual battery. Live tonight in Lebanon, Corey Stark, Fox 19 News.
Corey, thanks. We asked the Fox 19 News Nation on our Facebook page if there is a double standard with female teachers versus males. Dave says double standard, yes. Guilty, yes. Go to prison, heck no. These weren't kids being taken advantage of. They came back to her house more than once knowing what they were doing. She shouldn't be able to teach and get a few years probation to make sure she doesn't do anything else stupid. James says, I think if the teacher is brought off on charges, so should the students. It doesn't matter, male or female, black or white. Dan says either way it shouldn't have happened. Not only does she need to take responsibility for it, but the students as well. Obviously they were raped, they weren't raped rather, as testimony shows. They need to own up as well. You too can join the discussion, just like our Fox 19 Facebook page.